So we live in a... What's this? Sorry, do you mind if I move this? Yeah, cool. Facebook, Instagram, all that shit, guys. When did looking at photographs become so fucking important? When did that happen? We can't stop. We can't stop. It's crazy. We can't stop. I was at a cafe the other day. There was a couple in their early 20s on a first date. And they were showing each other flattering Instagram photographs of themselves while they were both physically present. I mean, apart from anything else, it's just a weird way to flirt, isn't it? Hey, you want to see a best case scenario for my face? It's all downhill from here. Someone tried that shit on me, I'd be like, no, it's okay, I can see you. You know, if I translate that kind of weird, vain behaviour, guys, to when I was in university, it would have been equivalent to carrying on a hard copy packet of photographs in your back pocket. You know, take one out every so often, randomly at parties, just take one out and just go like that. Announcing the would-be Instagram caption, just announcing it to the room. Monday morning, sleepyhead. We didn't look at photographs when I was younger. We didn't look at them ever. Like once a year, Christmas time. Like literally. And then for the rest of the year, they sat in the box in the attic. If you wanted to see one, you needed to use a ladder. Do you know what the weird thing about that was, guys? The weird thing about that was, despite the fact that we didn't see photographs every 5 minutes, we were fine. You know, we survived. It didn't affect the infant mortality rate at the time. I noticed. You know, you just no need for this instant, immediate access to photographs, guys. You know, it's not like you'll never ever have to emergency look at a selfie. They're like, oh, I don't know about that now. I don't know about that now. No, seriously, guys, it's not medicine. You know, it's not an EpiPen. It's a fucking photograph. You know, you'll never ever hear the phrase out loud. Help! Quickly! I can't properly remember what I look like. Ladies and gentlemen, as your captain speaking, I'm sorry to disturb you, but minor emergency. Is your photographer on the plane? But I have a couple of jokes to tell now, guys. Jokes that might divide the room a bit. So before I get on to that, has anybody ever noticed that when dogs are really, really thirsty, it looks like they're finding it absolutely hilarious how difficult it is to find water? I'm dying. So now that I have you on my side, do you know this thing about men can't multitask? I'm really sick of that. I take issue with that. All the guys that I grew up in Ireland, all of them, can drink, smoke, do drugs, and be assholes all at the same time. One of the guys is a pretty good accountant too, actually. No, they party a lot, my friends that I grew up in Ireland. I'm probably the healthiest of them all, and by Spanish standards, I'm a fucking mess. You know, I'm like one of the Rolling Stones or something. They act like they've been on a weekend bender in Ibiza for about 27 years. They went on a stag party recently to Portugal, and they partied so hard that one of the boys had a heart attack. Sorry, that's a joke. He did actually have a heart attack, but he's fine. It was like one of those scare minor things. No, he's fine. He survived. The reason I bring it up though is because if he did, God forbid, if he did die, obviously it'd be a terrible tragedy and very sad, but it would also be, it'd be kind of weird, it'd be very, very unclear what tone we would adopt at the funeral, like, you know what I mean? Because like, you know what I mean? Nobody's under any illusion. He was definitely, we could see it happening, he was doing it to himself, you know what I mean? It's not like we were force feeding him steak every day and blowing cocaine up his arse. Although that last one's a bad example because that did actually happen. But, I should probably shelve that example. Those of you who got that joke should be ashamed of yourself. By the way, as a side, and as kind of a side note, do you know how bored you have to be to natural progression of events arrive at blowing cocaine up your friend's arse? Very is the answer. Very bored. There literally has to be nothing else to do. No, but if you had died, guys, it's just, what I'm saying is, like, at the funeral, trying to explain to the older generation what happened. They would never understand their behaviour. You know, my elderly Auntie Mary, who in her day, you know, partying hard was going ballroom dancing. And I'm like, well, see what happened, Mary, was one of the boys was blowing cocaine up his arse with a straw. And sure, his old heart couldn't take it, Mary. Sure, the old ticker gave out on her. She'd be so confused. She'd be like, you murdered that young man! No, Mary, you don't understand. It's not like that. It's not like that, Mary. He asked him to do it. He actually likes it. It's just how they pass the time. You have knitting, and he has blown cocaine up his friend's ass. So yeah, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I was thinking about this. This is weird. No, this is weird. I find this weird, but maybe nobody else does. I was thinking about this the other day. I find sometimes money, just the concept of money, kind of strange. Nobody else does. They're just going around with like coloured bits of paper in your pocket with numbers on them. It's just so fucking weird. You know what I mean? It's like, there must have been a first day when someone used money. Before that it was all like bartering, you know, trading goods for animals, all that kind of stuff. And then one day some guy goes out of his house with a couple of coloured bits of paper. For some reason in this story, I imagine this guy as being Irish. You know, it's just some Irish guy taking a chance on it kind of thing. Watch this. He goes into a shop and he goes, hey, see that cake there? Give us a bit of that cake. And but today I'm not going to give you some salt or like a horse. Today instead I'm going to give you one of these coloured bits of paper. What's that? No, you can't eat the paper, no, you can't do anything with the paper. In fact, you can't do anything at all with the paper. All you do, you just hold on to it. Just hold it. And then after a while you give it to the next guy and he'll give you cake for it. And then he'll give it to the next guy and he'll give him cake for it. Oh, no, it's not a pyramid scheme, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. At least I don't think it is. Actually, now that you say it does, it is a pyramid scheme, guys. What we should all do in this room tonight, we're going to abolish money. We're going to from tomorrow on, we just deny the existence of the power of money. What we'll do is we all go to work instead. At the end of the day, you finish work and you just go out and you go to a shop and you go, hey, I was in work today and I finished. So, could I have some cake now? That reminds me, I'm going to finish with this, guys. I'm nearly out of time. A story that happened to me reminds me of explains the tenuous nature of money. I was in Lahinch in County Clare. Now, the fact that the story takes place in Lahinch, County Clare in Ireland, doesn't really have any relevance to the story, but I just love saying the word Lahinch. I was there and I'd taken a lot of magic mushrooms, too many magic mushrooms, in fact, as it turns out. And I went up to the bar and I said, can I have a bottle of cider, please? And she said, yeah, I'll be $3.50, please. And I said, I'm sorry? And she said, that'd be $3.50, please. And I said, sorry, $3.50 what? And she said, €3.50? And I said, oh my God, what the fuck is she talking about? No, please, no, I want to be a baby again. €3.50? Europe is a continent. So some thin thread of sanity, somewhere in the back of my mind that maybe is something to do, hold it together now, something to do with those coloured bits of paper in your pocket. So I took one out and I put it on the bar and I prayed that would work. And to my delight, she took it off, it seemed to satisfy her. And I went to turn away, and then she went, hey! And I froze, I said, oh my God, I've done something wrong. And I wouldn't turn around, I was so afraid I wouldn't turn around. So she got live, she went, Jesus Christ, she rang the tip jar bell, ring ding ding-a-ling, ding ding ding-a-ling, ding. I was like, oh my God, it tolls for me. So I turned around and she said, she leaned over the bar and she did something weird. She put 3 little metal discs into my hand. 3 little metal charms. I swear to God. And it was kind of loud that night. I wasn't really sure. I couldn't really hear properly. But I'm fairly sure that when she put the 3 little metal discs into my hand, she looked into my eyes and said, "You've changed?" That's my time, guys. Thank you.
Gracia, everybody.